Hey, what's going on? So this is Chris, and this is another small little vlog post. Today is January 27th. It's about like 5 o'clock, and I've been spending a lot of time right now getting back in the swing of things since the tragedy with Kobe Bryant and the 8 other people was on the chopper. But today, been able to try to move forward, by just thinking about what I want to actually do and how I'm going to achieve it. Reading my journal, writing things down, trying to cope with everything, because I feel like when you're trying to build a business and you're trying to come up with ideas for your business, it's very everything can be distracting, even your own thoughts about the business. Too many of them might come in and distract you. But what I wanted to talk about today was how to communicate with your business. I'm reading another book by Pat Flynn. Actually, it's an audio book this time. Pat Flynn, because he's actually narrating the book. Pat Flynn is an entrepreneur. He helps people start their business online, and great stuff. One of the things I wanted to talk about was Buongiorno. He brought up Buongiorno. He said that Buongiorno is an email marketing tool that allows you to not only send out email lists to people. If people like sign up for like a product of yours, or they want to use your product for some particular reason, you can directly like send a message to them like right away by some sort of system where they'll send you a message on your phone. You'll be able to open up the phone and make a video. That video is directly sent to each person. So as people are continuing to sign up for your podcast or for your online course or whatever you're basically trying to work on, it allows you to directly connect with people, giving people that unique experience. Now, with my background with web development, we would probably have to do a few extra things to get that actually done. For instance, like we would have to kind of have the person sign up for an account. We would have to be able to query their account, customer info data, and then try to grab that name, and then probably try to send you like a unique email, like, hey Chris, thanks for doing this. But it's not really the same because we already know that can be done. But the video is very unique because, and it's more like the person using your name. They say that using a person's name tend to make things better when it comes down to converting them into a customer or getting a better tip. So as Pat Flynn says. So I really like that idea, and I'm probably going to be looking into that. I wanted to basically talk about 4 other tools that I'm looking into. One is the Drip campaign, and it's basically an email marketing campaign where you can write up a whole bunch of emails that you will want to give to people over a course of time, and then get them to convert over after that. And it's relatively simple when you think about it, when they talk about it, but you would have to spend a lot of time writing all of the emails ahead of time and then have these emails be dropped out. I'm actually going ahead myself, and I'm keeping up with all my emails that I had for the last 16 months. It's been like 4 months now. October, November, December, January. Yeah, almost 4 months. So with that basically being said, if I wanted to go ahead and get people to follow my podcast again, I could just utilize those same emails and redistribute them. Then when the emails go into the listing and you get email blasted, that's the term I'm used to, you can see people open up your email. If they click on any of the links anywhere, and this is relatively not that complex when it comes down to getting it done. I think the biggest problem for me is making sure you have content to continue to give to them. So my content is going to be more about education of like being a better mobile device user or computer user from the application perspective, how you can take advantage of storing some of your information on Google Docs and then turning your information into a website. Because Google Drive is literally connected, it's on the web. The drive that you basically place in there has public links, that those links can be passed to basically you can have it on a domain name service and have that domain that you purchase be redirected to that. Because if you send a link in there and at the root of the file, I won't go too much into it, but if you have an index file, an HTML file in your the root of your Google Drive, if you share the link to that drive, then you can point everything to different parts of your site, because it's literally like a web. It basically has a directory like any other local drive. So one thing I like about that is that you can ultimately have a free account. So if you have a Gmail account, you can have a website, and then I can talk about how to go from taking a completely, like a template someplace else, and then turning that into a what we would call a working static website. The only thing about it is that you can't use like WordPress or PHP, because everything has to basically be static files like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now there are apps that do that already. Angular.js does that, React.js, and you can even use Node as a back-end server that you can use to kind of handle those things. That's what Firebase is kind of like about too. But I don't want to rant on. It's not a rant. But what I want to go ahead and talk about is the purpose of this whole thing is to kind of help people who are looking to build their business, and in a very cheap and in an exciting way as possible. Being able to mix entertainment and education together, edutainment, I think is like a really key thing for our society these days. And for me, I feel like I wish I would have had this when I was growing up. I kind of didn't have the access. I had to read a lot of books and had to take pieces from different places, and we didn't have the speed of the internet, and YouTube wasn't even existing. That's how long ago it's been. So with that, I think I'm going to end that right there. So Buongiorno is a really good app. Drip, MailChimp is also another one I was actually looking at too. Constant Contact. But for this week's podcast, I'm going to be trying to, expand on that as a little bit more, because I feel that being able to drive your audience towards something will be something incredible, So other than that, I'll leave it there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.